Okay, first, how about that wall? That's really something. In the words of Led Zeppelin, that's a whole lot of love. Okay, my name is Jeff Phillips, and pop quiz, what are my pronouns? He and his, him, whatever. Okay, yes. I wanted to share with you this morning a few of the ways that being part of this congregation has changed me. You all know me now, but maybe not then. And what that's been worth to me. I joined CCUU in 1998, initially so that our children could gain an understanding and appreciation of world religions. We considered it important for them to be conversant in religion, and what I didn't expect is that I would be receiving a religious education, and what I learned went way further. This specific faith and the faith community would ground me, sustain me through some momentous life changes. My first marriage was centered around the needs of my wife and 2 kids, and I was the sole breadwinner, so I had little time for friendships, let alone music making or anything else, while my role was sustaining the family. At Countryside, then, I met a parade of people who were friendly, interesting, easy to converse with. I liked their inclusiveness and their practical, intellectual approach to religion. I joined the choir, and I found that people liked me for me, irrespective of my family. I felt connected and grounded, and that was kind of the beginning of the end of my first marriage. More on that some other time. Anyway, my kids, some of you might remember Clay and Carly, and my stepsons Noah and Ben Cohn, came up through the religious education program, and I was so proud of them as they made their affirmations, processed through the OWL program, did youth cons, and finally senior high bridging. They received all the religious education I'd wished for them and more. They fine-tuned their moral compasses. Clay even met the woman who would become his wife at a con right in that room, right here at CCUU. Then I married the lovely and talented choir member Lois K. Phillips in 2004 in this very room with an interim minister presiding. You know, Lois and I took part in the classes leading up to certification of becoming a welcoming congregation. By a show of hands, who else was in those classes at that time? Wow.
We need to do them again.
A couple of people. It's time to do this again. Anyway, how entirely useful that education would be, particularly in the course of understanding transgender. As a result of that course, Lois and I were able to become transition liaisons to my family as my brother became my sister. We were the open ears, open arms, strategic helpers that my sister and her wife needed, and that was a vital and fulfilling role. Since then, I've also had 2 nieces become nephews, and their transitions were much easier because of the path that Lois and I walked with my sister. So, what is this congregation worth to me? Religious and life skills education for my kids, continuing education for me, support for my own search and guidance through divorce and remarriage, insight and understanding of the gender spectrum, enduring friendships and ongoing fellowship. Man, it's worth all the support that I can afford to give in volunteer time, equipment donations, and importantly, operating capital. I invite you to take time to consider what this congregation is worth to you. What would you pay for this, right? And present and future, and show support in all you do, starting with your pledge for the operating budget. Lois and I will be increasing our pledge by the amount that we gave for the year-end Tuesday Giving appeal. And I invite you to start by at least doing the same. It's worth it, I promise. Thank you.